Hi everyone, welcome back to TS Talk Sport. If you haven't already done so, make sure you go hit that subscribe button now. In this one, just doing a preview of our FA Cup game against Bournemouth. Now, first things first, I am confident we'll make it through to the next round of the FA Cup, and if we do, I'd really like to see our game be on a Saturday or a Sunday. This is the second, round in a row now where our game's been the last game on a Monday evening. And I know there's things like TV rights and stuff, but surely the game could just be on a Saturday at 3 p.m. I don't see anything difficult against doing so. But yeah, we faced Bournemouth. Bournemouth currently not doing that great in the Premier League, and they've got quite a lot of injury issues. And for me personally, I think this is a game that, no disrespect to Bournemouth, but I think it's a game that they're not really looking to really win. I don't think they can really afford to have much more cup games. They're really kind of fighting for their Premier League survival. And, I think it's a game that we should be able to go there and get a result. I'm confident we're going to win this game. But, on any day, Bournemouth can turn up and really start to cause us problems. But I think it'll be a close game, but I think we'll win it by 2-1. I think many Arsenal fans will say that they're seeing a lot of improvements in, certain individual players' performances and team performances from the side, especially in our last game away at Chelsea when we went down to 10 men and we showed a lot of heart and fight and, ended up coming out of that game with a 2-2 draw. So, like I said, I think we'll win this one. I think we'll win it by 2-1. I'm going to get straight into my starting 11 for this game, which I'd go with in goal, Emi Martinez. I think he deserves to start this game. Yes, Leno's the number one keeper. I know it's the FA Cup and, we are playing a Premier League side, but I'm more than confident that Martinez can do a job in there. So I'd go with Martinez in goal. At right back, I'd go with Hector Bellerin. I'll actually keep him in there. The last game was, last week, Tuesday, so he's had more or less a week of recovery, so I'm sure he'll be fit enough to start this game. The two centre-halves, I'm going to go with Mustafi and Holding. Obviously, I know Socrates is back. It would be good to see Holding get some minutes. And obviously, Luiz must be on some sort of suspension because he got sent off against Chelsea. In at left-back, Bukayo Saka. He's personally starting to make this position his own a bit. I'm sure that's down to some good man management from, Arteta. Because he started to really kind of adapt himself there and show himself to be a bit of a player there. Although, of course, I'd still like to see him have more opportunities further up the field. But at present, he's doing good in that left-back position, so credit to him for that. Going into that midfield, the two I'd like to see in the pivot, I'm going to go for Xhaka and Ceballos in this one. And I think Torreira, needs a bit of a rest. I know there's a few injury worries ahead of that Chelsea game. I've seen the Xhaka and Guendouzi pivot before. I don't think it works too well. So yeah, for me, I'd go with Xhaka and Ceballos for this one. Just in front of those two, I'll go with Mesut Ozil. This is another opportunity for him now to show a top quality performance. His performances have dipped the last few weeks, and for me personally, if he doesn't perform in this game, then our next Premier League game he needs to be dropped. That's just the reality of it, because the manager himself has said he's picking players based on performances and training, etc. He hasn't performed now in the last 3 games, so he needs to perform in this one. Otherwise, he needs to be benched for our next game. Going into the attacking three off that right hand side, Nicolas Pepe, and hopefully he can get a goal in this game. His performances have been getting better of recent, and I just think now he just needs that goal to solidify things from a bit better. Off that left hand side, Martinelli, not much more you really need to say about him, to be honest with you. He's a fan favourite at the moment. He's doing the business required. And the board need to put him on a new contract ASAP. I think he's on around 10k a week at the moment. Need to put him on a new contract. Maybe slap a what's it called, a minimum fee release clause in there from now. Something crazy, you know. You put in a minimum fee release clause of 130, 140. You know, it definitely means that we can hold on to him at least for the next, 4 to 5 seasons. Hopefully even longer. And, if we was to have to sell him, we'd actually, get a big profit for him, You look at clubs like Liverpool in the past, and they've sold man like Coutinho, they've sold him for 140 and that. I definitely think Martinelli has the potential to be a great player. Obviously, I'd love him to stay at Arsenal for the majority of his career. But the reality is he has no ties really to the club. So, it wouldn't surprise me if in a couple of years to come that, a lot of clubs are interested in him. So I think it's best we tie him down to that new contract now, put in one of those clauses. So if push comes to shove and we have to sell him in a few years' time, at least we're going to, get a lot of money for him. That's just my opinion anyway. It's like I'm saying, I'm not saying I want to sell him, but, this is how things have got to be done in the footballing business to ensure that you can actually hold on to your players. But and that's it. And then up top, Alexander Lacazette, again, he needs a goal. I would say I'd like to see Eddie start, but I can't really see it happening. So hopefully Lacazette, and he knows how to lead the line well. But yeah, I'd just like to see him get on the score sheet. That's it from me. That's my starting 11. Obviously, let me know your starting 11 in the comment section below. And like I said at the beginning, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button now. And I'll catch you next time.